Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are ranking the best centers in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 20,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Trying to hit 20K by the end of the month of February. It's going to be a big grind. We'll see. Also, I am recording this video before leaks come out, so if the video drops after leaks are out and we're getting a Kristaps or a Yao, whoever, some big center tomorrow, just assume they're probably in S tier, and we'll address that later, but they're not on this list. And yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into it. We're going to start off with Dikembe Mutombo, who I think is very solid, no doubt about it. I wish he was a little faster, and I wish his release was a little better, but obviously I wish the release was a little bit better on a lot of these big men. Very good defender, versatile card. We got 24 guys in this list. I would say Dikembe is in the top half of them at least. Is he A tier? I'm not entirely certain. He's very close. If not, I like the card. I think we'll go A tier for now. I wish Dirk was more versatile. He's just not that great. He's kind of slow. And while he is one of the best legitimate shooting centers in the game, I mean, like when you look at this card, Evo, 74 speed, not great. He only has silver anchor. He's not a very versatile defender. Certainly can't put the ball on the floor. Athleticism-wise, he's souped up because of his Evo, but I still just don't think he's that good. I think C tier is honestly a very fair spot for Mr. Dirk. Alonzo Mourning, I wish he was bigger than 6'11", but I think he's a good card. I think V tier is probably fair. He's complete badge-wise. He's a great dunker. He's a really good inside player, but he's only, what, 6'10" or something like that? So does not have the best release in the world either, but he will hit an open three ball. I like the card. I don't, like, love the card, but I think he's pretty good. I think B tier is certainly fair. Now, Chet Holmgren, I would probably also, center position specifically. I really think Chet is more of a power forward because of the low strength, but I've seen people running him at center recently, and I do see why. I mean, he is as good as, I would say he's basically as good as D-Rob, and like, I think he's an S tier center. Honestly, if you want to use Chet at center, he's probably an S tier center, despite the fact that I personally use it at power forward and probably would recommend using it at power forward. He's still a 7'1" elite stretch big who's super athletic, very good versatile defender. The only flaw this card has is the low strength, but I still think he is an elite level card. And I think S tier is fair, even at the center spot. D-Rob is also an S tier center without a doubt. Great release, really versatile. 7'1" with interior ability, defense, playmaking, versatility. Just overall, really good card. D-Rob will get the job done for you at the center spot. He's definitely S tier as well. DeAndre Ayton, I think I'm going to go C. I don't love his release. I actually kind of like the card. I think he's pretty good, but I do think there's a couple better budget centers, especially because that release is just not pretty. Combine that with a 74 three ball, it hurts the card because he's a good defender. At least on the interior, he's a very good defender. He's not a ball handler, but he's a very good standing dunker as well. Good interior offensive card. He's not bad. Like, I think maybe, I don't know. I look at this card and I think, I'm looking at the guys that are left on this list. He might be B. I don't know. He's very high C or low B, if one of the two. DeAndre, like for example, DeMarcus Cousins, is he better than DeAndre Ayton? I don't know. He's a little bit faster. He's a little bit better shooter. He's a little bit more complete, but he's probably not quite as good on the interior defensively. He's still not a great perimeter defender. He's smaller. He's only 6'10". Like, I don't love this DeMarcus Cousins card, especially the center spot. Like, I just don't think, I mean, inter-dribble is nice, but overall, he's not like a special card in any specific area. His playmaking isn't exceptional. I think he's kind of mediocre, to be honest. I don't love him at center. If Evan Mobley had an elite release, he'd be very high on this list. Unfortunately, his release is the opposite of elite. It sucks. It's on slow. Regardless, a bunch of centers on this list have slow releases, and I think this Evan Mobley is one of the more slept-on bigs in the game. A 7-footer is an elite defender. Despite his release being pretty bad, I think he's a dog, and I think B tier is very fair for him for sure. Giannis, probably an S tier big as well, to be honest. I just think, honestly, Giannis at 7 foot, being able to, as versatile as he is as a slasher and a defender and a playmaker, I almost think he's better at the 5 than he is at the 4 at this point in the game. He's such a versatile defender. He's so athletic. He could be such a mismatch against some of the slower bigs as well. I think Giannis is an awesome card, and I think he's definitely S tier. So yeah, that's where I'd put him. I think Odin is as good as Dikembe, which means I guess he has to go A, right? I don't know if he'll stay A. I like Odin, though. I think 80-some-odd speed. He shoots the ball okay, not great, but his release isn't, like, way worse than anybody of the other bad releases on this list. And he's an interior defensive big, like, elite 7-footer, really versatile. I like the card. I think he's good. I think he's very good. I think he's a great inside big. I think he's a legit A-tier center. I think Hakeem is super high A. Hakeem could be argued S, but I think there's 5 guys that I'd rather put over him in S tier, including the 3 we already have and then 2 more. So I guess that puts him in the A tier. Certainly doesn't mean he's a bad card. I wish he was a little bit better as a ball handler, maybe a little bit bigger player build, but still, that's not really an issue. The release is a little ugly, but at least it's pretty quick. I don't think it's terrible. I think A tier is fair. I like Hakeem. Very good card. Jack Sigma, awesome shooting center. Good on the interior defensively as well, and not bad offensively on the interior. He's not super fast, which I don't love, but he's one of the best shooting bigs in the game. I actually really like the card. I honestly think you could make the argument that he's A tier, and I wouldn't argue completely with you. For right now, I think B tier is fair. Joel Embiid, definitely S tier. He's a top, even you could argue he's the best center in the game. Me personally, I would not make that argument, but I do think he's a very good card. Solid release, although a little bit ugly and hitchy. It is fast, and he is great outside of that. Very well-rounded center. Not a great playmaker, I guess, but outside of that, he's a dog. Mo Bamba, elite release, 7'10" wingspan, great player build, really good standing dunker. He gives you all the things that you could ask for out of a budget center. He's maybe the best amethyst card in the game, at least one of the best couple. Really good card, definitely A tier. I think Miles Turner is slightly worse. He's a little bit smaller, doesn't quite have the same wingspan, but still a really good catch and shoot big, who is a really good versatile defender. He is high B at worst. No, he's A. He is. I think he's better than Dikembe, honestly. I don't know why I'm putting him. He's better than Dikembe and Odin, in my opinion. I think these guys both are, honestly. No troll. I don't know why I would put them anywhere other than A tier. I'm going to move those guys down before I move him down. In fact, I am going to move Dikembe down, and Odin might end up getting moved down too at some point. Regardless, Nick Claxton can't be lower than B tier, but I can't put him higher than B tier either, I don't think. He's a really good catch and shoot big, who's an elite defender, and a very good standing dunker. That's it. Really good card. I like him. Jokic is our first D tier. This card stinks. He's slow. Can't defend. His release is ugly. He's just not good. He's obviously D tier. He is one of a few obvious D tiers on this list. Patrick Ewing, I will actually give... Nah, I will not. I lied. I'm going to put him in B tier. Is he better than Odin? Actually, no. I think he's better than Odin, so I think I'm going to give him A tier. And I got to move somebody down from B to C at this point because it's getting a little bit overcrowded. But I don't know who it would be, honestly. I don't really want to. I don't think I'm going to. I think I might just have a little bit stacked higher end of this list because I want to leave Odin and Ewing in A tier. Ewing's release stinks, but he's fast. He's a versatile defensive big. He rebounds really well. He can put the ball on the floor a little bit. He's one of the more versatile bigs. I don't like his release, but I think he's probably better than Odin. I would say A tier. Hibbert is definitely A. I can't quite go S, but I think he's very good. I would put him in about the same spot as I have him right now. Like, I don't know. He's like the 9th or 10th best big in the game. He's certainly not a bad card. He's 7'2", elite defender. He's just a better Mutombo is basically what he is. He's distinctly A tier. Gobert cannot shoot, therefore is D tier. Shaquille O'Neal cannot shoot, therefore is D tier. And yes, y'all see that right. Wilt Chamberlain also cannot shoot, therefore he is D tier. All three of those guys cannot shoot the ball at all, therefore, in my opinion, they are D tier. Automatically, I do not care. The complete inability to shoot the ball, in my opinion, at this point in the game, kind of disqualifies you in a lot of ways. I'm going to put Tim Duncan in B tier as well because he's not bad enough to go A tier. I think he's a pretty good card. His release isn't bad. He's a very, very good defensive big. He's fast. He can shoot the ball okay. He's really good defensively. He's not going to be the best ball handler in the world, but he's not awful compared to a lot of the other bigs. I actually think he's very solid. I think he's definitely B tier, and honestly, you could probably make the argument for A. And then we have Wemby. Wemby is S, and Wemby is probably still the best center in the game, so we'll definitely put him in the S tier for today. 7'4". Interested to see if we get a KP or a Yao or somebody along those lines who changes the center position tomorrow as the best big in the game, but as of right now, I think this is a pretty accurate tier list. I understand the C tier is a little small, A tier and B tier are a little big, but I think this is a pretty fair tier list in terms of where I would actually rank these cards. So I hope you all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.